speaking of being outspoken, I'm sure you've seen this Nikita Zadorov clip out of Calgary. I want to play it. It is wild. Let's play it. We haven't played it yet, Johnny, so hold on here. I want to play this. This is Nikita Zadorov. They just got their doors blown off in Detroit the other night. They're 2-3. It's early. They got a new coach out there in Calgary, but last year was a mess for them. And this is Zadorov, who's a veteran defenseman. He's been there for a few years. This is what he had to say about the current situation with the Calgary Flames.
That's where we are. We're trying to figure out our identity. I mean, it was a tough road trip for us, not what we were looking for. There's some things need to get working out, but I think main thing for us, we're just not working as the unit yet. We have too many individuals playing by themselves, so I think we got to figure out if we want to play as the team or if we want to play as the home guy, whatever. Well, last season was different. Like it was Daryl. Now there's no Daryl, so there's no excuses. You know what I mean?
That is a wild comment at the end because...
You know what I mean?
I have a sneaking suspicion he's talking about one player.
Yes.
One player. And I think it's Huberdeau. I mean, let's call it what it is. Like, it's well documented. He and Sutter were not friends. It wasn't good. The franchise committed to him. They gave him a ton of money, a ton of term that kicked in this year. Sutter left. Huberdeau won. And, like, for Zadorov to say, basically, Sutter's not here, so what's the excuse? And he went on beyond that too.
Yeah,
like,
what do we want? Like soft coaches,
nice coaches,
like
soft coaches. What are we here?
Yeah.
Like that to me, Johnny, is a wild comment. I mean, what do you make of it, and how would you respond if you were a Flame?
That is a shot across the bow, like not even hidden, not even passive aggressive. That's just aggressive.
Right.
Like, it's making no bones, and there might be no greater criticism in the entire NHL. Well, one may get being called soft. The other one is being called selfish. And he's basically calling his teammates selfish.
Yeah.
That they want to play for themselves, for their points, for their individuals, and not for the team. And that is, it's a terrible, terrible accusation to levy. He didn't say names, but you probably do the deduction. Mentioning the coach, I don't think, though, guys, it's just Huberdeau. I think there are some younger players on that team that did not have a great relationship with Daryl Sutter. I think there's other players on that team beyond Huberdeau who would be the lightning rod for it, and he is part of that conversation. But it's not just him. But I think if it's a candid upfront locker room, a dinner or in the room, might be a time for a players only chit chat and sit down. Like, listen, what are you talking about? What do you got to say? Like, let's hash this out. If they don't, you know what's going to happen. The next time they go to dinner, there's a group of 5 guys here. Who do you think he's talking about?
Yeah.
And then it kind of goes down that road, and it becomes not a healthy catalyst for change or improvement. It sort of becomes divisive and like, do you believe he said that? Was he talking about me? Was he talking about Hubie? That's garbage, that kind of thing. But it's something that will not go unnoticed and will not sort of be swept on the rug. It'll have an impact. Could be good, could be bad, depending how the team sort of deals with it.
Okay, so they've got their crisis, MJ, out in Alberta, 2-3-1. The other team in the province is 1-3-1. Oh, and they just lost the best player in the world for an undisclosed amount of time. They're saying a couple of weeks with an upper body injury. How where's the panic button in reach of Ken Holland right now in Edmonton?
The level of concern, I feel like it's almost higher than Calgary.
Yeah.
even what we just said. I mean, you think about, well, without McDavid, that's never good. You factor in the goaltending, which has been inconsistent at best to start the season, which was a bit of a concern. That's not good. You talk about Evander Kane taking a shot at the coach in an in-between period intermission about not enough ice time, yet he's playing 18 minutes a night, which is plenty for a guy who's got 1 assist in 5 games. That's not good. You put all that together, and then you dub the entire hockey world in Canada descending on Edmonton for the Heritage Classic. Well, all of this is swirling, and it's a mess. It's a mess for a team that is supposed to be clean. This was supposed to be a comfortable, successful, dominant regular season en route to it. Well, then they hope it's a Stanley Cup run, and it doesn't feel like that now. And you want to talk about it's early, it's getting late early. Is that my best Yogi Berra? I mean, they're 9 points back of Vegas.
Yeah.
That's a big hill to climb. I don't care how much time's left. I don't care how good your team is. 9 points a lot against a really good team. So, I don't know, 2 more bad weeks, and they're probably past the point of even thinking about trying to get back in the race for first in their division. Then it becomes just like the playoffs. So It's a lot. It's a lot. Now, the only thing that they can rally behind is they have no extra players, right? There are no transactions they can make. With McDavid going off for just a week or two, he's not going on LTIR, so no one's coming. I think they're carrying just 20 healthy bodies. So the message from Woodcroft is, all right, you guys want it. Here you guys are. You guys have to figure it out. You guys have to do it. And we don't have 97 to turn to and say, solve the problem for us. You guys have to solve it yourselves. Are you up to the challenge? And put it on back to the players and hope that they're good enough.
Oof. Man,
hope.
It is
hope,
early,
right?
But you're right. It's getting late early. That is exactly what's happening.